Fat, and me and Lena are back with another episode of Skin Talk about like the molecular structures of different skincare products and how they interact with the skin. So we're basically going to be talking about like different products that are surfacing and how uh, like when you get into the little nitty gritty details, you realize that it's not as effective as it's being advertised to be. And we're gonna get into like the chemistry of all that, all like molecule size. We're also talking about like entering the plasma membrane and things like that. So hopefully it's pretty interesting.
I think like we've always been touching on this subject. Like we've talked about how you should apply your skincare, like OHA toners and serums. But it's like we never said why.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Was that you like talking or?
no.
Oh, okay. Hello. So I guess I'll like just introduce it. So we always talked about how, for example, when you apply your skincare products, you need to be like careful of the order that you apply them in, or it's like better to apply, for example, the thinner products first, then the thicker ones, and that's all because of the texture of the product and like the the molecules inside. So, for example, let me just like I guess bring an example from another episode that we had. For example, if you want to apply salicylic acid or like an active ingredient like that, which usually comes in like a thin liquid form, you want to apply it before the moisturizer because it'll penetrate the skin better. Because if you put the moisturizer, which kind of like it's kind of like a barrier, I guess, it'll like stop it from going in as deep as it would, because there's already something already there, right? But then there's another aspect, which is the size of like the little individual particles within the products, and that also influences like if it gets absorbed, what effect it has. And I think the biggest example is collagen. So, do you want
Mm.
to talk about that? Yeah.
There's a rule called the 500 Dalton rule, which is the size of a molecule. If the size of a molecule is over 500 Daltons, it just wouldn't penetrate the skin. It's like collagen is 120,000 Daltons, obviously way bigger than what the skin can absorb. So it just sits
Yeah.
there on top of your skin. Like collagen creams, they have other ingredients other than collagen. So, what the effects you're seeing when you're using collagen creams is probably like moisturizing ingredients that are helping your skin overall.
Yeah, that's a good point because like okay, let's go back to the whole point of using collagen. It's like anti-aging and whatever. It makes you look younger, right?
Mm.
But why? What causes anti-aging effects? So, like we already have collagen in our bodies. It's like a protein. It's already there, right? And the younger you are, the more of it you have, and the more hydrated your skin is in general. But the older you get, the less collagen your body produces, and that's why your skin starts to sag. Because it's also not only collagen. You also have things like other proteins like elastin and these things. Because like okay, why does sagging happen? It's because your skin is not hydrated, and it's not really something that you can do. I mean, like you can help mitigate it and slow it down, but the whole idea of sagging is your skin is not elastic as it once was, and it's not as hydrated. So what people think is that when they use collagen, they're going to produce the same effect, but as like what Lena just said, it doesn't even go into your skin. Like you have to think about the interactions with like the top layer of your skin, and also when you think about the cells, like the plasma membranes of cells and whatever, um, like they have either like membrane proteins that can help transfer things like, across the plasma membrane, but these membrane proteins, they're like selectively permeable in the sense that um, like a specific ions or whatever are allowed to go through. Like for example, I think what we're most familiar with at school is like sodium ions, potassium ions, and why the reason why these channels or carrier proteins can allow like these bigger compounds to diffuse is because these channels are made specifically for those things. But when you come to like collagen and things like that, the size is much bigger, so you don't really have that same effect. Like it can't even enter um, the cells in the skin.
It could Possibly, if it went through a hair follicle. It's just like not
Yeah,
all the molecules are gonna enter through the hair follicle.
that's a good point about the like how it like okay, but like not every single collagen that you apply is gonna go through that hair follicle thing.
Yeah,
So like I don't know. I feel like also these collagen creams are sold at really high prices sometimes. It's like a yeah, like because the effect that people see is just moisturizing effects. Like they think that okay, this collagen is really doing something for me, but you're just moisturizing your skin. And sometimes like it is a good moisturizer. Like you're not really harming
mm,
yourself. But why would you pay like so much more money for essentially a moisturizer? You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So mhm.
hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid does have a bigger size generally, but since it can hold 100 times more, 1,000 times more of its weight in water, it can provide your skin with hydration. Come on, I just thought about this. But when you go to a skincare, like a dermatologist clinic, when you do these facials or madrej, like derma dermaplaning, derma, I
With
forgot
that
what
like
it's called.
machine thing,
Yeah,
yeah,
they use hyaluronic acid so it can go inside your skin. It's not
mm,
like you're applying it normally. So I feel like if it's done in a clinic, it's better absorbed. I just thought about
true.
it.
And there's people who are like specialized in this thing. They do it a bunch of times every day. So you kind of, I guess, ensure that you're getting the benefits of the product. But that's the thing about like at home things. Even when you buy these things and try to do it at home, it's not the same effect. You know,
Mm,
and that's because people don't really understand like how these like the molecules in these products interact with your skin. For example, in like these clinics, they probably are really like well educated about like methylhyaluronic acid and how it can penetrate the skin and whatever and how it can help with dermaplaning. But like at home, you don't really know unless you read up on this or you educate yourself.
or
So
if you're a doctor.
yeah, exactly. So like that's why I think these companies when they try to like make new products that people don't really know about and they claim different things about them, it's like okay, it's not greenwashing, but it's more like it's like I don't know. It's just it's not transparent. It's not real.
أحس بيستغلوا إنه الناس ما تفهم.
مرة إيه well, even it's dangerous sometimes because حتى مو بس هذه المنتجات اللي like they just don't even work. There's like those machines like you know that little spoon thing that they use to take out their pores like to clean their pores.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be using it at home because you don't know how to use it. Like you can like scar your skin and stuff, but for some reason they sell it online. Like you can buy it.
And it's
Same
cheap.
with that. Yeah, it is cheap. Like people may think, oh, okay, it's like at home like therapy or like that laser thing. What's it called? Not the
The red
hair removal.
light?
Ish.
The red light?
I think so.
Or
No,
do you
no,
mean
that's like a
IPL?
mask. I don't know to be honest. But these things in general, like, it's like more. It's too much. It's like a big talk, but not like as. It's not. You know what I mean? Like it's not like as life changing as they make it seem.
Mm.
Okay, before we move on to like more about this like molecular interactions with the skin, let's talk about like a bit sunscreens again. I feel like we always have to touch on sunscreens. So if you really want to like prevent your skin from aging and stuff, wear sunscreen. Don't buy these collagen creams. Don't try to like I don't know fix something that's not supposed to be fixed. Like when you're not even doing the most essential thing, which is sunscreen. If you want to prevent your because UV, like what does UV do? UV it causes like UV is often considered like a mutagen, and that like the what leads to skin cancer and whatever. But like in general, when you're getting your skin damaged by UV, it's always interacting with like the proteins, the DNA in your skin. So put on sunscreen. Like it's not that like you know what I mean. Save you money and time, and you'll actually get results. So yeah. Anyways, next thing. Oh, okay, yeah. So on the topic of sunscreens, there's also like nanoparticles. So this is something new and like pharmacy, or like biomedicine in general, is the use of nanoparticles. So for example, like drug delivery, they use nanoparticles so that makes like drug delivery more effective and easier and faster and whatever. And making skincare products is kind of similar. So for example, in sunscreens, they started using nanoparticles or like nanotechnology in general. Same with like vitamin A, like retinoids and stuff. What they do is they literally just they use like nanotechnology within these products so that when you use it, you either, for example, in sunscreens, don't get a white cast and it applies more evenly, or in like retinoids, it absorbs much like deeper and much more effectively because of nanoparticles' small size. So because they're small size, they can actually penetrate your skin, or they don't like they don't form like a big thick layer on your skin as like
Mm.
normal products would do. So it's just interesting because like uh, chemists and all these like different professionals are trying to find ways to uh, what's it called, like improve the skincare products by like playing with these molecular sizes and these interactions with the skin.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's also another thing that like I guess is related to the molecular structure of like these different compounds and products that people use. So like I guess what's considered drugs in skincare are like the acne treatments and the anti-aging drugs, like uh, derivatives of vitamin A. So we have like retinol, which I don't think is considered a drug yet, but it's like still a form of it. There's also differin or like adapalene, tretinoin,
Mm.
or acritine, جاي معروف عندنا بالسعودية, and isotretinoin, which is like the actual drug that you take like as a pill. But these topical products, they have the same idea, yani. But sometimes people find that these products are too harsh on the skin, or like they're really active, and that's good but bad at the same time. So this can like irritate the skin a lot and whatever. So what people want is they want the same effect, but like at a much more gentler pace, I guess. Let's say. So one thing that like I guess chemists or like people in this industry have been working towards is um, sustained release technology, or something else called controlled release technology. So these are both like ways of controlling the release of these drugs into like bloodstream and like how they interact with the body. Um, so basically, like if a drug is metabolized, so basically like it has its effect really quickly in the body. If it metabolizes too quickly, what they do is that they try to find a way to like formulate the drug in a way that allows for slow release. So this is like I could get into the nitty gritty details, but basically the idea is they change the structure so that it's more stable, and this basically allows it to be released over a long period of time. So, for example, I think this like a big example is like eye creams, retinol eye creams. So, how do they differ? How are they different from like normal retinols? Because the skin on the eyelids is like so gentle and whatever, and like it's really thin. You'd be doing yourself a really like you'd be doing yourself dirty if you were using normal retinol or like adapalene on your eyelids. So they use this like slow release technology in these creams so that it's much more gentle, and they also add things to make it more moisturizing and stuff. So like it's just interesting because you can see how chemists and these like people formulating these products, they like engineer the products in a way that allows them to have this desired effect, right? Because like we already have these products, they exist, we know they have their effect, but it's like there's a constant like drive to improve them, which is really cool.
Mm.
Yeah. So do you think that wraps it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you
خلاص.
for listening, Ramadan Kareem. This is if it was posted in Ramadan.
Yeah.